Tonight, tragedy on the Ottawa River.
Our air support unit located the child in the water. There was life-saving measures attempted there. The child was transported to CHEO and was pronounced dead shortly thereafter.
A toddler is dead after falling into the water. What we know about the devastating situation. Kicking off a time-honored tradition with a royal visit.
Tulips symbolize how the past has united our two countries. May they continue to do so.
Princess Margriet of the Netherlands helps to launch the Canadian Tulip Festival. And a notable nod from Spain.
We have a dream, and we've got a lot of food.
A restaurant in Prescott awarded a unique honor for its exceptional Spanish authenticity. Good evening. We begin tonight with a tragedy on the Ottawa River. A young child is dead after being pulled from the water last night. It's a horrific situation that has rocked the community. CTV's Natalie Van Rooy joins us live in studio with the very latest. Natalie.
Austin, a horrifying scene down by the water on Friday evening where the missing child report launched an extensive rescue operation, bringing in officers from the Ottawa Police Service as well as firefighters from both Ottawa and Gatineau.
Tragedy in Ottawa after a 2-year-old was pronounced dead in hospital after being pulled from the Ottawa River Friday evening.
Approximately 7 p.m. last night, OPS received a call on 911 from a member of the public who advised that a child of theirs had slipped under the water.
Ottawa police say one of the toddler's parents reported them missing. They were with the 2-year-old moments before the child went missing around 7 p.m.
Right now it's deemed it's an accident, and the child was playing near the water, and that's all the details we're releasing right now.
The 911 call prompting a massive search by air and in the water. Ottawa Fire Rescue and Gatineau Fire quickly launching multiple boats while other crews searched the shoreline.
Police services had a plane in the air as well as a drone. We believe the plane located the child and the drone was also used, and it hovered over the child to identify it to Ottawa police members for the location.
The toddler located around 40 minutes after the 911 call.
Our air support unit located the child in the water. There was life-saving measures attempted there. The child was transported to CHEO and was pronounced dead shortly thereafter.
Ottawa police say support services have been made available for the child's family as well as the first responders who were called to the scene. The sudden tragedy, an incredibly difficult call for everyone involved.
It's a weekend where we're supposed to be celebrating our moms. It's not supposed to be moms mourning the loss of a family member, so it's tragic for so many reasons.
Quiet in the area Saturday afternoon, but those who live near here left shaken.
It's very sad to hear about the incident, and understand the child didn't survive. So that's very sad.
As a standard practice for a sudden death involving a child, the Ottawa Police Service's homicide unit is investigating, as well as the sexual assault and child abuse unit.
We are looking for witnesses. If there are any witnesses to come forward, it would be appreciated.
Again, right now, police believe this was a horrific accident, but that investigation is still ongoing. Austin.
CTV's Natalie Van Rooy reporting live for us tonight. And you can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the toddler's passing and the rescue efforts. Taking our first look at the weather forecast here in Ottawa, it is incredibly busy here in the Byward Market, and for good reason. The sun is shining. It is 19 degrees. We do expect, however, some of that rain to potentially start to make its way in. We're keeping an eye on that. Some areas will probably experience rain tonight, Cornwall being one of them, with light showers and a low of 10 degrees. 6 is the low here in Ottawa, with the clouds starting to roll in. 4 degrees tonight in Gatineau, same with Petawawa. Cloud coverage across much of the region and some precipitation in Mont-Tremblant as well. Tomorrow's high, 15 degrees here in Ottawa. So today was the day to get outside and do all those summer-like activities, although it will be warm tomorrow. 15 degrees isn't bad, but we do have some rain in the forecast. As I mentioned, 13 is the high tomorrow in Gatineau. And with the sun shining today, flowers are starting to bloom. Today, Princess Margriet of the Netherlands officially launched the opening of the Canadian Tulip Festival. Hundreds of people coming to witness the event at Dow's Lake and, of course, take in the vibrant tulips that mark a deep connection between our two countries. Let's bring in CTV's Kimberley Johnson live at Commissioner's Park. Kimberley, what are people saying about today's festivities?
Austin, every year people are excited for this festival, but those I spoke with today say this year is extra special, especially those with Dutch heritage who say the deep-rooted connection the two nations have can never be taken for granted.
A royal welcome. Princess Margriet of the Netherlands helping to open the 74th annual Canadian Tulip Festival.
Tulips symbolize how the past has united our two countries. May they continue to do so.
Her own legacy is rooted in the festival's 1 million tulips. She was born at the Ottawa Civic Hospital in 1943 after the Dutch royal family took refuge in the capital while in exile during the Second World War. Part of the hospital was declared Dutch soil to ensure the princess held her sole nationality.
The enduring friendship between Canada and the Netherlands was forged through courage and commitment and sacrifice.
After the war ended, 100,000 tulips were gifted to the city of Ottawa by the Netherlands. The crowd coming out to catch a glimpse of royalty.
We're raising the kids to appreciate it and learn the stories.
The Ludwig family waiting 2 hours to see the princess, a chance to connect with their family's history.
And it's just fantastic that they can come out and see the princess today.
The festival also preserves the memory of Canadian troops who served during the Second World War.
Tulip Festival reminds generation after generation of the crucial role young Canadians played in liberating our country from the Nazi occupation.
As Princess Margriet kicks off the festival.
I live on the other side of Toronto, and I usually come this weekend, and this is a bonus. She looks wonderful.
Those like Jane Armstrong, who was born in the Netherlands and whose family escaped the Nazis, says it's important the two nations continue their strong connection.
I'm thankful that Ottawa has the Tulip Festival every year and remembers.
It continues to be very busy here, and that's because it's just the start of the Tulip Festival. It wraps up on May 19th. Austin?
Absolutely love this event, Kimberley. Thank you very much for this. That's CTV's Kimberley Johnson reporting live for us tonight. Well, Ottawa police are seeking witnesses of a physical altercation that sent 3 young people to hospital last night. Police say officers were called to a plaza parking lot in the 1200 block of Stittsville Main Street at around 9:40 p.m. 3 people, all under 18 years old, were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are asking anyone with information or possibly dash camera footage to come forward. And we're learning more about the race to contain the spread of the deadly hantavirus. Officials are preparing for a large operation to repatriate passengers aboard the MV Hondius. Several countries are preparing to host citizens who may or may not be infected in quarantine zones. The World Health Organization providing an update on plans for the cruise ship currently dealing with an outbreak.
The ship is sailing on its way to the Canary Islands. It should arrive around 5-6 a.m. tomorrow morning. All of that, to be confirmed, but sometime in the early morning. And countries, together with Spain and the Netherlands, are working on a plan to disembark the passengers and to get them home.
Officials say the risk to the general public is low. Tenerife in Spain's Canary Islands is continuing preparations for the arrival of the MV Hondius. The ship is carrying 149 people from 23 different countries after the outbreak on board killed 3 people, with 10 Canadians exposed. And as health officials investigate the virus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic, it is causing concern for some heading into the busy cruise ship season here in Canada. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more.
The cruise ship industry is big business. It's a huge chunk of tourism in Nova Scotia.
It extends the season, it makes the visitation stronger.
350,000 passengers visit this port every year. But the deadly hantavirus outbreak on board the MV Hondius is so terrifying, some travelers will not be going for an ocean voyage anytime soon.
I wouldn't go on them.
Tourism operator Sean Buckland has not seen a drop-off in cruise ship passengers in the wake of the outbreak. He also has a basic message for all would-be travelers.
That we've taken every precaution necessary to make sure they have a safe experience with us.
That message comes at a time when the cruise schedule is getting busy, especially in this part of the country. More than 180 cruise ships will visit this region between now and November.
It's not the news that the industry wants at any time.
Dalhousie University professor and tourism analyst Lauren Sheehan says the onus is on cruise ship companies to maintain a high level of consumer confidence.
Trust that we're doing what we can to keep the experience as safe as possible, as we always do on our cruise ships.
Norman Yee has taken numerous cruises in the past and would feel safe doing it again. He says the COVID-19 pandemic serves as a reminder of what to do in these situations.
No, I don't necessarily wear a mask when I'm on the plane or I'm on a cruise ship, but I have them available. We clean our hands.
And stay prepared for all possible public health dangers as he plans his vacation travel schedule for the upcoming summer season. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Turning now to the latest on the conflict in the Middle East. The U.S. and Iran traded fire in the Persian Gulf today as the two sides appear no closer to finding an end to the war. Recent days have seen the biggest flare-ups in fighting around the Strait of Hormuz since a ceasefire began a month ago. Washington has been awaiting Tehran's response to a U.S. proposal that would formally end the war before talks on more contentious issues, including Iran's nuclear program, according to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And Bahrain's Interior Ministry has arrested 41 people it says were linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. According to the state news agency, the ministry says the security authorities uncovered the group linked to the IRGC. And Russia held a scaled-down Victory in Europe parade today in Moscow.
Мы всегда будем помнить подвиг советского народа.
Russian President Vladimir Putin told soldiers and foreign leaders that he was confident his country would defeat Ukraine despite his invasion being in its 5th year. But for the first time in nearly 2 decades, the parade took place without any tanks, missiles, and other heavy weapons. Officials also said security had been increased because of the threat of Ukrainian attack. Prime Minister Mark Carney joined political leaders from around the world at the 2026 Global Progress Action Summit today, talking about the actions Canada is taking on both the domestic and international stage to address ongoing issues.
We're looking to double the pace of affordable housing construction using factory technologies familiar to many of you from Europe, using, of course, Canadian lumber and Canadian workers, cut building times in half, reduce costs, and reduce embedded and operating emissions each by 20%. Building strategic autonomy means more than defense and security. It means building new, reliable partners abroad.
The summit took place today in Toronto. Among the attendees was former U.S. President Barack Obama. Politicians from countries such as Germany, Sweden, Mexico, and Italy also attended. The summit comes at a precarious economic turn for Canada and others around the world, from the energy and fuel crisis caused by the Iran war to the continuing uncertainty around trade with the United States and tariffs. Canada and Mexico are also set for a review of the CUSMA agreement with the U.S. this summer. Alberta's Privacy Commissioner is investigating the leaks of names, addresses, and phone numbers of nearly 3 million Albertans, including former Premier Jason Kenney. In an interview airing tomorrow on CTV's Question Period, Kenney says he believes he should pursue legal options, saying he's become a punching bag for members of the separatist movement.
That group started basically as an anti-vax kind of convoy adjacent movement back in 2021. And there's some pretty highly caffeinated people there. And so I'm taking prudent security measures. But I'm also concerned for the 3 million people whose privacy has been breached here. Think about the vulnerable, women, victims of domestic violence, whose perpetrators can now more easily find out where they're living and so forth.
The names were published online by separatist group the Centurion Project. Elections Alberta says the list was legally obtained by the Republican Party of Alberta, though it is unclear how it wound up with the Centurion Project. David Parker, a key organizer behind the Centurion Project, claimed on social media there had been no data breach. And Jason Kenney's successor, Danielle Smith, sat down with the Prime Minister yesterday. Despite the federal government saying it's fast-tracking major projects, Smith said her province is getting a bit impatient. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports.
Welcome back. Thank you for making the time.
Before sitting down with Prime Minister Mark Carney, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith put him on notice about the need to make something of their Memorandum of Understanding to advance a new pipeline to the West Coast, and soon.
I know industry is getting a bit impatient, Albertans are getting a little bit impatient, and if we're going to move forward with that MOU, I hope it happens in the next number of days.
While Alberta and Ottawa have agreed on some elements, they've blown past their initial April 1st negotiation deadline.
We have more to do.
But Smith emerged from the meeting saying she was feeling a lot more confident about working through the remaining sticking points, including an Alberta carbon price.
We're really hopeful that we can announce something more next week.
The pressure from the Premier comes as signatures are being verified on a petition that could trigger a referendum on Alberta separation.
I think in Alberta, there does need to be a demonstration that Canada can work.
Potentially helping make it work, the federal government is consulting on new regulatory and environmental reforms
aimed at simplifying and streamlining the approval processes.
If passed, proposed reviews on a range of projects from Alberta and all other provinces would take no longer than a year.
I am hopeful that the Prime Minister and I will find a path to ensure that British Columbia's projects get the same level of attention from Ottawa.
Premier Smith plans to submit Alberta's proposal for a West Coast pipeline to the Major Projects Office in June, and said she hopes to get a yes from Carney within months. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Well, back here in Eastern Ontario, a Spanish restaurant is celebrating a very special honor after opening their business just over 2 years ago. Little Barcelona in Prescott is marking this occasion with a designation from the Spanish ambassador. CTV's Camille Wilson is back from Prescott today to tell us more about this. Camille.
Austin, hard work really pays off, and this is a true story of passion, dedication, and care for the owners. From a takeout to a sit-down dining restaurant, Little Barcelona takes guests' taste buds to Spain. And today, the restaurant received a prestigious Spanish recognition.
Our slogan is the authentic Spanish cuisine without the plane ticket.
For Lorna Thain-Segú and Marc Gómez Segú, this is not only a dream, but a passion project.
We talked about it when we were living in Spain. I remember our walks along the beach in Costa de Fels. We talked about owning our own Spanish restaurant one day, and it didn't happen initially for us, and then it did.
Little Barcelona in Prescott specializes in Spanish cuisine, bringing a taste of Spain to Eastern Ontario.
It's special for us, and we're really committed to it being authentic Spanish food.
What started as business to import and distribute high-end Spanish foods took a turn at the start of the pandemic.
We went from doing well to zero overnight, and I panicked, and my husband looked at me and he went, well, we have a dream, and we've got a lot of food. And so it started as a takeout, really small when we were allowed, like a pilot project.
Little Barcelona was born, and after 2 years, they've now been awarded the Restaurants from Spain certification from the country's government.
It means the recognition of the highest standards, quality, and contribution to widespreading Spanish gastronomy in Canada. Only 10 restaurants have obtained their certificate so far because you need to have these very high standards examined.
This designation is reserved for a select group of restaurants outside of Spain.
I came from Barcelona to the countryside in Canada. I had cultural shock. So for me, this is like a dream come true and a nice, big milestone for me.
It validates that they're not just a restaurant, they're a tourism attraction that always puts their heritage first, and I think that's fantastic.
As part of this prestigious recognition, the owners will also attend a special ceremony with Spanish royalty.
Not a lot of people can say they've met the king.
The owners of Little Barcelona will be with His Majesty as well with other Spaniards celebrating this people-to-people tie through gastronomy and food.
More than 550 restaurants worldwide have received the Restaurants from Spain designation. 10 of them are in Canada, including Little Barcelona in Prescott. Austin.
Yeah, it's a huge honor. Congratulations to the owners. Camille, thank you very much for this. CTV's Camille Wilson reporting live for us tonight. Still ahead, we take a look at the latest innovations in adaptive technologies at this year's edition of the Adapt Ottawa Expo here in the capital. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 17 degrees. From mobility supports to wheelchair sports, Carleton University turned into a hub for accessibility and inclusion today. The Adapt Expo and Ottawa Inclusive and Para-Sports Expo bringing together organizations, athletes, and families all under two roofs. CTV's Josh Morano has that story.
Inside the Carleton University Fieldhouse, Colette and Matt Verjans are searching for support and answers at the Adapt Expo.
We scrambled at the beginning, you know, it's like, oh, we got to get this and we got to get that.
Colette was recently diagnosed with stage 4 leiomyosarcoma, a rare form of cancer, leaving her with mobility challenges.
With a mass to my spine, which is pushing on the nerve, and then I fell twice. And then since then I can't walk, or I can't walk alone.
It's their first time at the Expo, getting a chance to explore more than 120 exhibitors, offering everything from innovative robotics, mobility aids, and other adaptive services.
We're learning more about different chair, what we have to do in the house, get it ready to stairlift.
Even adaptive sailboats and mini therapy horses.
You see people experiencing similar things or using different mobility aids, and you just feel like it's a safe, inclusive place, and that's really important for us.
Just a few steps away inside the Raven's Nest, the focus shifts from mobility to sport.
Creating awareness around inclusive sport, the importance of inclusive sport, but also just the awareness around what is currently available.
As visitors try out para and inclusive sports, including wheelchair rugby.
I've heard of wheelchair basketball, sled hockey, and all that. I've never heard of wheelchair rugby, so I was really interested because I was a rugby player in high school.
Organizers say the day is about connecting people with programs that are available and making sure they know they're not alone.
We've been doing this for a few years now, and we are seeing new faces every year, and that means the most to us.
And for the Verjans, it adds some relief and feeling less alone through the process.
I feel more at ease to see there's many options what you have to make it safer. You see how many people are here, it's like, wow, you don't feel lonely anymore.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
You know, the first official day of summer isn't until June 21st, but it's starting to feel like people are in summer mode. A lot of people pedaling around the canal pathway today. This guy was fishing. I don't know if you're going to want to eat anything coming out of the canal, but good luck, buddy. A lot more bikers, and hey, great day to be out on the canal for a little cruise as well. A look at the satellite radar showing, unfortunately, some cloud coverage rolling into our area and bringing with it some showers that we will be contesting with over the next several days. It's 4 degrees right now in St. John's, 12 in Halifax, 13 in Charlottetown, 13 in Fredericton as well. We're currently sitting at 17 degrees, so nicely in those high teens. 19 right now in Windsor. We will be getting up to, here in Ottawa, around the 20-degree mark later in the week. A little bit more on that in just a moment. Out on the prairies, it's 17 degrees in Calgary. It's 14 in Regina. Mostly cloud coverage across much of Western Canada, essentially all of Western Canada under those clouds right now. 16 degrees out on the west coast in Vancouver. We're getting down to 6 tonight with that chance of showers, and that chance of showers rolling over into tomorrow afternoon with a high of 15 degrees. Along the Ottawa Valley, 4 degrees is the low, 11 is the high tomorrow, so slightly cooler. And again, that same chance of rain is expected. And then the seaway about the same as what we're expecting here in the nation's capital, although they don't anticipate much in the way of rain tomorrow. Look at tomorrow afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 15 degrees. So here's the 7-day forecast, and that's what I'm talking about. 21 degrees next Friday, 22 expected on Saturday. So again, June 21st, the first official day of summer. But we're getting there, folks. It's getting close. Sunny conditions on Tuesday with a high of 16 degrees, although the overnight lows are still looking quite cool. -1, the overnight low on Tuesday, so we'll keep an eye on that. 40% chance of showers on Wednesday. Same goes for Thursday with highs of 15 and 17 degrees respectively. And for tomorrow, for Mother's Day. I'm doing this weather report all over the place if you haven't noticed. There's no right to left here. It's just whatever I'm seeing. But for tomorrow, for Mother's Day, 60% chance of showers, unfortunately, and a high of 15 degrees. If you're outside, hopefully you miss some of that rain.
Why am I putting my arms up in the air? What have we done?
An Ontario family is looking for answers months after a terrifying moment when they were the victims of a swatting incident. We'll have those details right after the break. An elderly couple and their daughter from Burlington, Ontario were surprised to see a full tactical SWAT team on their doorstep with guns pointed at them. As CTV's John Woodward reports, a video shows the scene play out, and they're still looking for answers months later.
Tactical rescue unit!
Those are heavily armed Halton Regional Police officers on the doorstep of this Burlington home.
I will never forget that day.
Jennifer Olchowi still shaken. Her mom, Jeannie, is 85, and her dad, Nicholas, is 94. All of them had no idea why a full tactical SWAT team descended on their address last August with their rifles ready to be used.
There are guns, assault rifles aimed on our head, and I am trying consciously not to flinch because I don't want us to get shot.
The Olchowi's phone rang, and it was officers asking them to come outside and then put their arms in the air.
They're telling me to put my hands up. Are you serious? All they could hear was the screaming, and I kept saying, why am I putting my arms up in the air? What have we done?
Jeannie and Jennifer complied. Nicholas, who was still in their house, didn't know what to make of the demands.
No! Are you kidding?
Eventually, Nicholas came out too.
I started to walk towards the officers, and they said, take your time, even though the killer was supposedly in the house. There was nobody there.
They learned from officers at the scene that someone had called police warning of an active shooter at their address with a name they didn't recognize. It's a tactic called swatting, a fake call that brings down the SWAT team that creates a terrifying experience for those inside. Several schools in the GTA were disrupted recently, a victim of the same tactic.
It's certainly become common in online gaming communities of teenagers.
Cybersecurity expert Chester Wisniewski said tracing a call can be difficult, but authorities have had more success catching people when they do it more than once.
The anonymity of the internet emboldens people to commit these types of crimes.
As for this case, Halton police said they're investigating and say police have a duty to respond strategically to active and potential threats to protect the community. Most often in the case of a swatting incident, the caller alleges an ongoing violent incident is taking place and officers must respond to meet any and all potential threats until such time as the incident is proven to be false.
It's still traumatic. I don't go out the front door.
The Olchowi's still reeling today. They filed a complaint. They wish the incident had been handled differently, and they're still waiting for a full explanation. John Woodward, CTV News.
In tonight's big picture, a British runner has become the fastest woman to run the entire coastline of Great Britain, completing the challenge in 204 days. Megan Boxall ran the equivalent of 200 marathons over 204 days, crossing the finish line in the English village of Sizewell after completing an 8,700-kilometer loop that she began back in October of 2025. Absolutely incredible. And now some of the other stories you need to know. If you happen to have felt a jolt of electricity in the capital this weekend, it may be thanks to the Ottawa Charge.
Shot. Kava to Savalainen on the outside. Frank, whoa, they score!
Fans powering the team toward a win late in the third period on home ice last night. Game 3 against the Boston Fleet going in Ottawa's favor. The team coming out victorious at Canadian Tire Centre. They won 2-1. The Charge, they now have the series lead with Game 4 scheduled for tomorrow at 3 o'clock in this best-of-5 series. If the Charge win Game 4, they advance with the goal of winning the Walter Cup. Puck drop tomorrow at the CTC, again, 3 p.m. And the Ottawa Titans have officially set a league attendance record. That was last night, 10,278 tickets sold for last night's home opener against the Quebec Capitals. Unfortunately for the home crowd, Ottawa would go on to lose the game. 6-4 is the final.
Fans, it's time! Let's meet your inaugural Toronto Tempo!
And the WNBA made its Canadian debut last night with the Toronto Tempo kicking off their season against the Washington Mystics. This was a close one, but the Mystics came away with the win. 68-65 is the final score. The Tempo play next Wednesday in Toronto against Seattle.
Talking about cars and dreaming about women, never had a plan, just living for a minute.
The Carp Farmers Market has returned for its 36th year. Today marked opening day for what is one of Eastern Ontario's largest producer-based farmers markets. Since 1990, this market has offered shoppers some of the freshest produce in the region. It will return next Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. And it's an unofficial kickoff to summer. Best Fest is underway at the Aberdeen Pavilion at Lansdowne. There is a wide range of delicious food and drinks as well. The best Ottawa has to offer, in fact. Best Ottawa, there you go, Best Fest. It continues until 11 o'clock tonight. Tickets are $10.
The only thing that this bank needs right now is have the economics and the diplomacy.
Ottawa is going toe-to-toe with other major Canadian cities to bring a new multinational defense bank to town. Now, officials in Montreal argue it should come to Quebec's largest city.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It is time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
You can still catch the Mother's Day Market at the St. Laurent Centre. If you're looking for a last-minute Mother's Day gift, you'll definitely find it here. But tomorrow is the last day, so make sure you check it out. Along with loads of local vendors, you'll also find a photo zone and fun for the kids as well. Next up today for the art lovers, the Almont Art in the Attic. This is a super cool one that showcases works of local contemporary artists, including painting, photography, pottery, jewelry, and lots more. If you want to discover your new favorite local artist, this is a great one for that. It runs through tomorrow afternoon at Almont Old Town Hall, and admission is free. Last today, the Friends of the Farm plant sale. This is tomorrow and has everything you need to get your garden thriving this year. You can also get advice from the master gardeners of Ottawa Carleton if you have some questions that you want to ask them. This is a rain or shine event at 960 Carling Avenue. Admission is free, but donations are gratefully accepted. Lots more happening this weekend around the capital. The full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, in case you missed it this week, we shared an exclusive story of an off-duty firefighter who was in the right place at the right time. He's being credited with helping to save the life of a pedestrian struck by a vehicle in Centertown last week. CTV's Katie Griffin reports.
So this is the backpack that I was wearing on Friday.
Jason Murray was downtown Friday afternoon when he came upon a chaotic scene.
The car had smashed through the glass, and on the ground in front of the vehicle was a young man that was holding his leg.
A vehicle had struck a pedestrian and crashed into a building at Laurier Avenue and O'Connor Street. The off-duty firefighter knew he had to act fast.
Put down my backpack, and on my backpack I happened to have a tourniquet. And I told him, I said, I'm a first responder. I'm going to put a tourniquet on your leg to help stop the bleeding.
It worked. As a first aid instructor, he'd been carrying a tourniquet in his backpack for more than a decade. He called on others to help.
2 people went off and got first aid kits and brought those back. Another person went out and got some cloths to help with the wound. And I got him to focus on holding that pressure. And I'll say he was very calm based on the circumstance.
Ottawa Police have charged the driver with careless driving causing bodily harm under the Highway Traffic Act.
So this is a call where every second mattered. And even though firefighters were first on scene 2 minutes after the initial 911 call, the work that our off-duty firefighter did assessing and treating the patient bought our firefighters the time they needed for when they arrived, and it's ultimately saved a life that day.
It really says a lot that the community sort of comes together in these times and sees somebody that needs help, and everyone tried to contribute in the way that they could.
Even with his experience and training, Murray says he felt a difference responding unexpectedly to an emergency off-duty.
There's calmness when you respond as a crew, and it's a little bit of a different feeling to certainly be the first person there, and what decisions you make will significantly impact how that person's sort of day finishes. So I'm just happy that I could play a helpful part and a positive outcome.
Ottawa is in the running to be the home of Canada's NATO-backed Defence Security and Resilience Bank. But so are other cities, including Montreal. And this week, Quebec business leaders made their final pitch. CTV's Stéphane Giroux has the details.
4 Canadian cities are competing to host the headquarters of the Defence Bank.
It shouldn't be up for debate. We have strength in finances, in diplomacy, in defense. These should be the 3 criteria, the 3 decisive criteria to determine where this bank should land.
Montreal is up against Vancouver, Toronto, and Ottawa to host the Defence, Security, and Resilience Bank. It will provide the financing for NATO's defense projects. The Quebec government says Montreal checks all the boxes.
We have over 68 international organizations that are already present on a territory, which speaks to the strengths of our capacity to receive international organizations, but also an ecosystem that is just really dynamic. Universities, businesses, especially defense sector industries.
Vancouver pits its advantageous position between Europe and Asia. The Greater Ottawa region argues for its neutrality within Canada, and Toronto says that its business community makes it a better choice, though it also argued Montreal was vulnerable because of a possible sovereignty referendum under a future PQ government.
But referendums are not new in Quebec. This is something that we've been having in Quebec, discussions we've been having for over 50 years, and that never stopped international organizations from being here. So I don't think it's a good argument.
The stakes are high. The bank would create several thousand high-paying jobs and act as a pole of attraction for other business and diplomatic partners.
I think the one, I would summarize that in one sentence. The only thing that this bank needs right now is have the economics and the diplomacy. So we're the only city that can give both. The economic diplomacy that this bank needs, and that's why I think the strength of the candidacy for Montreal is the best one.
The Prime Minister of Canada is expected to make the final choice soon, one that will likely create political resentment in the provinces excluded. Stéphane Giroux, CTV News.
I wanted to build an app where we can motivate people and steer them in the right direction towards building better savings habits.
Coming up, a new app that rewards you for saving. Find out how it works on the other side of the break. There is a new app that helps people who are having trouble saving money. It was developed by a university student in Montreal, and it takes its inspiration from gaming apps. CTV's Christine Long explains.
Whether it's for security.
A finance and computer science grad, Benjamin Thomas is also a self-proclaimed savings nerd.
I loved learning about investing, saving money, credit cards.
Together with McGill students Luke Freund and Ari Mendikov, he founded Lodavo, a savings app to help change the way this generation thinks about money.
A lot of people were turning to things like gambling, risky investments, crypto, and unfortunately some of them losing money through those. I wanted to build an app where we can motivate people and steer them in the right direction towards building better savings habits.
Lodavo is simple. Combine the goal of saving money with the chance to win prizes.
And so we were able to integrate that technology into our app to allow users to securely connect their existing bank accounts. They can then track their savings progress every week through our app without ever moving their money.
The more the user saves, the more tickets they earn, and those tickets pay out weekly cash prizes that come from partnerships, collaborations, promotional campaigns, and even the founder's personal funds.
Think of it like a game. It's an app where instead of wasting your time scrolling, our generation calls it brain rot, you can spend your time on this app and hopefully learn some more. We have daily savings tips, for example.
Lodavo launched a few days ago and already has 100 users.
We also had a wait list of about 1,000 people who signed up across Canada.
The app is free on the App Store, and its founders are planning to expand.
Bring this to as many Canadians as possible, and we have really exciting plans in the future. We'd love to partner with a financial institution, offer other sort of products, and really expand what we're offering.
So more people can get excited about their possible savings. Christine Long, CTV News.
Coming up, Ottawa Charge fans not only celebrating a win in last night's Walter Cup playoffs, it's also a birthday for one of the squad's hometown heroes. We'll have the details when we come back. There's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is currently 17 degrees.
Tonight, growing concerns as fears rise about cruise travel.
It's not the news that the industry wants at any time.
A deadly hantavirus outbreak at sea and the ripple effect rocking the industry. Later on CTV National News and Watch on Crave.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top local stories we're following right now.
Right now it's deemed that it's an accident and the child was playing near the water.
Tragedy on the Ottawa River. A toddler is dead after falling into the water. Police are now investigating.
Just happy to be here to see the princess. It's just a great opportunity.
Kicking off a time-honored tradition with a royal visit. Princess Margriet of the Netherlands helps to launch the Canadian Tulip Festival.
We're really committed to it being authentic Spanish food.
And a notable nod from Spain. A restaurant in Prescott awarded a unique honor for its exceptional Spanish authenticity. We'll take one last look at your weather forecast, your wake-up weather as well. It's going to be a little bit wet for Mother's Day. Some rain in the forecast, waking up to about 8 degrees. And then the rain will start to set in. 60% chance of showers for tomorrow. But if you're out in the morning, again, waking up, it won't be raining. So hopefully you've got breakfast plans or something like that. 15 degrees again, that's the high. 14 for Monday. 16 on Tuesday, sunny conditions, and a low of -1. So our highs are all well into the teens, but the lows are going to be quite chilly. It's time now to check in to see what our news team will be working on tonight. Kimberley Fowler's here.
Well, thanks, Austin. Yeah, we'll be checking out any breaking news happening in and around the Ottawa area, and we'll have more on this story. A political party in Quebec is floating around a bold idea to tackle the rising cost of food. Quebec Solidaire members are debating a plan for publicly funded grocery stores. Now, the idea was inspired from New York City's mayor, who promised to open a public grocery store in each of that city's boroughs. And of course, you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Thanks, Kim. Looking forward to it. Finally, for us tonight, Charge fans, they had a little bit more to cheer for the other night. It wasn't just the 2-1 win over the Boston Fleet that had them celebrating.
Yeah, the packed house at the CTC also celebrated a very happy birthday to Ottawa's own Rebecca Leslie.
Happy birthday to you.
During a TV timeout, the crowd of 13,112 people, good crowd.
Nice, yeah.
They sang happy birthday, and the win was the cherry on top, but obviously a memorable day for Rebecca Leslie, who celebrated her 30th birthday. That was a great crowd.
Awesome. Yeah, Game 4 going tomorrow, so we'll see some more festivities hopefully on the ice.
Let's hope so. And Jamie Fine will be performing, and with a win, they'll be going back to the Walter Cup final as well. So fingers
Back-to-back
crossed.
years. Let's go, ladies.
Let's see it happen. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great night. Kim's back tonight at 11:30.
See you then.